is up, guys? Welcome to the Transparency. Happy Saturday night. Woo! Put the blame on me, man. I was doing so much research, I could not stop because I had to get to a point where I had to get to a good stopping point because I've been going through 12,955 pages of a Cellbrite report, and I got into like a whole new area that I hadn't seen. And I was like, whoa. So anyways, blame me for the complete delay. All on me. But it was well worth it, and Sheldon's definitely going to appreciate it. You guys can check out my community post for, I went ahead and I actually put out some sick ass information. It's wow. All right. I'm going to be doing a couple episodes tonight. So grab yourself a drink. Go Buckeyes. My son's team came back. We were down 0-2 in our soccer match today. And they won 3-2. They scored in the last 30 seconds of the game to go up 3-2. Boom. So. But yeah, this entire almost, what is it, notepad, all filled up today. What am I eating? I'm having a gummy bear. Cheers to the gummy bears. So, woo. All right. First episode we're kicking off today on Saturday night, which I usually don't do Saturday Night Lives or any days or any times, usually on Saturdays. So this is a special. Charlie Kirk's alleged shooter. We always say alleged because I do believe in innocent until proven guilty. So alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, motive possibly revealed. But let's just clear something up really quick. And I thought this guy was hilarious because it's like, hell yeah. You know, I look in everything and this is how I feel. People are like, wow, do you think they're throwing up freaking signs and blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't. Absolutely not. Especially the guy with the hat. I don't even think he's in, like, I don't know if he's a groupie or what, but the guy in the white hat cannot be security if he's walking around with his phone like that. I mean, what type of, like, how are you going to be ready? Oh, hey. Oh, hold on. Let me just now, you know.
The guy in the white shirt is nowhere near the guy in the black shirt. If you're facing Charlie this way, the guy in the white shirt is way over here, and the guy in the black shirt is behind Charlie.
Totally.
They're not nowhere near each other. So to think that there's a iota of coordination between those two guys, it didn't happen. Second,
100.
if you are a person who's trying to shoot a man at 200 yards, you don't have time to look at a hand signal over here and make a shot over here. It's not happening. Now for the gentleman in the black, this is one of Charlie's guys. And it makes me so effing mad because you're disrespecting this man because y'all stupid and you want to push conspiracy theories. This man is literally just adjusting his sleeves because he got a shirt on that's tight. He got muscles and he's just loosening up a little bit. Yep. That's all the man is doing is loosening his sleeves up like this. Like any normal person would do if he feel a little congested. It's probably a little warm out there. Charlie getting ready to talk for 3 hours. He just want to adjust his sleeves like this, and y'all think he giving a hand signal to a person to shoot Charlie. You should be a effing shame of yourself, man. This man is probably can't sleep at night because he was there to protect Charlie, and it didn't happen. Now I don't blame him because there was nothing he could do about it. But you can't tell a person that's there to protect you that there was nothing they can do. That man probably is not sleeping at night every night, and you idiots are on the internet trying to make it into something out of nothing.
So fun fact, I actually used to do private security for Charlie Kirk, not for Charlie specifically, but for the company that Turning Point US.
And this is why I wanted to show this, because of this right here. So give a listen.
They hires to do the security at these events. And of course, in true fashion, whenever a big death happens, there's lots of conspiracy theories that come out. I want to address a couple of them, just having been in close proximity with Charlie quite a few times. The first one is the whole blood bag thing. Like, dude, look at his shirt. You can see this black dot and it looks like there's something under his shirt. This whole thing's fake. That's a blood bag. That bulge and that little black dot that you see.
Okay, who was running around saying this? I didn't see any of this, but wow. Absolute wow. Like, people are running around saying that. Like, what the
See on Charlie's shirt is not a blood bag. It is his microphone for his online viewers. He's got his own cameras going. He's got people watching online. That's a microphone for them to be able to hear what he's saying. The microphone that he holds in his hand is the one that is attached to the speakers so that the crowd can hear him. Also, that's just not how blood bags work. If the thing above his right chest was a blood bag and it exploded, you would have seen the blood flow from right there where the blood bag was. A blood bag on his right chest is not going to magically make blood squirt from the left side of his neck. That doesn't even make sense. So I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of force that comes with a gunshot. When he gets hit with that round, that black dot, the microphone, looks like it moves up to the left side of his neck, but that's not what's happening. The microphone, because of the force, flies off of his body, and then you can see the impact of where he actually gets hit with the round. And just due to the crappy nature of the cell phone video, the fact that it's extremely zoomed in and then it's slowed down after the fact, you don't really get to see the microphone fly off of his body frame by frame. And so it looks like that black dot is moving, but that's not what's happening. The other thing is like, oh, well, why wasn't he loaded into an ambulance? Why did it look like he was loaded into like a Secret Service vehicle? Those were just the vehicles that we used, and there's not ambulances just standing by at these events. And so we would have multiple routes planned out to multiple hospitals. And our job was, if a principal was injured, we got them to our vehicle and we got them out of there as fast as we could, because you can't wait on an ambulance in a situation like that. And then the last thing is like, oh, well, what about the ring? The ring like looks like it switches fingers. Charlie fiddled with his hinge ring all the time. It had a hinge on it where he...
If anybody doesn't know that, just watch some of his videos. He has, I mean, he's always fidgeting. I mean, it's just, wow. It's beyond obvious.
Could unhinge it and he can move it around and do whatever he wants. So again, frame by frame on a crappy, slowed down, zoomed in cell phone video, it looks really weird, but he played with that ring and moved it from finger to finger all the time. So I definitely agree. There's some weird circumstances around his death, but stop over analyzing the crappy cell phone video.
Quit being stupid. Nobody giving nobody hand signals.
I just like, quit being stupid, you know. There, I mean, just where's your heads now? You guys, 6 cops were there. 6. Okay, 6. I mean, they have more than 6 at a girls' basketball game in high school. I mean, the football games have double that. It's 6. Just that's it.
When you're trying to shoot through a rifle, play the clip real quick.
Play the clip. Give him the heater, Charlie.
This guy, pause it. This guy, this angle, it looks like he's close. He's nowhere near Charlie. I went back and looked at the video of Charlie facing Charlie, and this guy's, I think he's out of the tent over to the side.
He is.
He's nowhere near Charlie.
He's a fangirl too. He's just a fangirl. You know what I mean? He's there. He's fanning it, you know? That's it. Like he's there to watch it, like fanboy, whatever. So moving on, I think we can all agree that what is Lana's opinion on this? No, nobody was giving hand signals. I completely disagree. And I want to talk about, why did the shooter leave school after the first semester? You know, when you're getting a full ride to university, right? You go for a semester. He's a 4.0 student. Why? You know, how about that? Why do you leave school? Just curious.
He's near the fence over there. If you see the fence in the thing, he's near the fence. Charlie is
Like a VIP badge. You know what I mean? He's probably at a meet and greet.
Under the tent. That guy's nowhere near Charlie. And you think he making hand signals to a sniper on a roof at 200 yards, and the guy's looking over here and then looking back over here. What would the hand signal say? I don't know. I don't know what people.
I just also think, like, how's he even going to see that? You guys watch baseball? These guys that are playing professional baseball miss signals all the time, and they're like literally just 90 feet down to the left or the right. Dude, how could you even see that? You know. So yeah, good. We can put that together. We can put that to rest. Okay. Now I posted. Did you guys see? Have you guys watched anything about what Chase put out? I put it in my community section. Let me go. Go like this. So, also the affidavit's out, so that's what I want as well. Which one do I want to play? Okay. Someone's having like a party over here. Let's see. Okay. Jeez. Okay, here we go. We're gonna visit in. Jesse at Cyber does a pretty decent job talking about a couple of this stuff. So,
court paperwork. We are talking potential charges. We are talking bail. We are talking now a new detailed timeline of events.
Well, we won't be going with that one. Is that playing on your guys' end? I don't know what it's doing on my end. Hold on one second. Strange. Was that volume working? Okay, it was. Hold on.
The Josh Miller person.
Okay,
but here, look at here.
Yeah, I gotta give it to my guy JLR.
Found the shooter's Venmo account. This is Tyler Robinson, the Charlie.
Remember I was telling you guys about Venmo and why I don't use Venmo? Venmo, everything's just out there. Like, why would people want to do that? Why would anybody want people to see like people passing money to each other? It's just bizarre to me.
Kirk assassin. And he had a Venmo account. And he had 5 friends on that Venmo account, including Lance Twiggs. Lance Twiggs, the transgender partner of Tyler Robinson. I'm going to share some stuff from the Venmo account. You don't want to miss this right here.
JLR never has scruff going. He's been going non-stop. He's been going non-stop.
At Crafton 247. And it says no transactions yet. It lists 5 friends, but if you click on it, there are 4 friends listed.
Now, I don't know if I believe that this is even an accurate account. Okay. Who has a Venmo and never even uses it? Who creates a Venmo and doesn't use it? You know, like who would do that? So I don't know if I believe this yet. Yeah, you can send it, Sarah. I have one, but it's small. So if you have like one that's bigger, let's see. I mean, it's kind of big. It's big enough, I guess. I'm gonna read it. DJG says, I created one and I didn't use it for 3 years. You get a gummy bear, man. Here you go. Gummy bear for you. I'll eat it. Don't worry. There you go. JLR used to travel us following Trump to rallies. I think JLR has a picture with him, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Here we go, though. I'll eat a jelly sandwich. Okay, that's fair. Good. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. I'm trying to make it bigger for you guys. I'm going to put it on the screen. I want you guys to be able to read it. Yeah. No. Jeez. Okay, I'll just read it. Okay. Oh, I'm going to try it. I have Venmo. That's funny. Good evening, everybody. Come on in. Yeah, I hope this case is straightforward. Yeah, truth and transparency. That's all you got to do is be truthful and be transparent. And good things, I think, can happen. All right. Yeah. This is big enough. Okay. Here we go. Here's a picture of it. There we go. Is that good enough? That's pretty good. All righty. Okay. So we got 9/12/2025 at 4, the defendant was arrested for the offenses of aggravated murder, felony discharge of firearm, and obstruction of justice. I believe there is probable cause to charge the defendant with these charges because the following information was obtained by I don't even know who did this, who signed that. We'll find out at the end. The affiant from police officers, multiple video recordings posted on social media websites, Utah Valley University campus surveillance cameras, and those who witnessed the incident. On September 10th, 2025, Charles James Kirk was at Utah Valley University for a political event. Mr. Kirk is a conservative political activist who was scheduled to speak at an event in the courtyard area on the UVU campus. The courtyard area is to the west of the Lucy Center building. According to video recordings, Charles was wearing a white t-shirt and dark pants, sitting under a white canopy in a courtyard of the campus facing to the east. The event was attended by hundreds of individuals. I'm surprised I didn't say thousands, but Charles was surrounded by people with multiple individuals to his left, right, and rear and front of the canopy. Behind the canopy was a walkway used for access to various parts of the university. Charles was holding a microphone and speaking to a crowd. While speaking into the microphone, a loud gunshot was heard at approximately 12:23, and Charles appeared to have been hit in the neck. Blood was seen coming out of the left side of his neck as he fell over to his left. Charles was transported to the Timpanogos Regional Hospital. Charles was pronounced deceased at the hospital. Investigators reviewed the Utah Valley University surveillance cameras. While reviewing the surveillance cameras, investigators observed an individual on the rooftop of the Lucy Center building on the UVU campus at the time of the shooting. So something that I'm going to stop and say is, if he wouldn't have if he would have went down the same way that he came up, how much more difficult would this have been to find him? Right? He ran across I think it was like 2 platforms, but if he actually goes down the same way he comes up, wouldn't he have then just been with the crowd? So it's something that I've been thinking about. Let's see. Hereafter, the unidentified individual will be referred to as as suspect. Based on the surveillance camera footage, suspect appears to be a white male with dark colored hair, wearing a dark colored hat, sunglasses, a long sleeve black shirt with a picture of an American flag and an eagle printed on the shirt, dark colored jeans, and white/gray shoes with white colored shoelaces. The shoes appear to be consistent with Chuck Taylor Converse style shoes. Suspect is also carrying a dark colored backpack on his back. Suspect walks with a distinctive, he had like a limp, a gait. Prior to the shooting, suspect appears to walk with a stiff right leg and at a relatively slow pace. Suspect's ability to bend his right leg appears to be restricted. Investigators were able to track suspect's movements on the UVU campus starting at approximately 11:50 hours on 9/10/2025. See, these, why they have to say the whole limp thing. That's what's making it seem like that he had the gun. That's important for your probable cause. Again, suspect's ability to bend his right leg appears to be restricted. Investigators were able to track suspect's movements on the UVU campus starting at 11:50. I thought that they had talked about this, and I thought we were going with, it was like 8:39. Interesting. At approximately 11:50 hours, a UVU surveillance camera first captured suspect walking across a grassy area north of Campus Drive at approximately 800 West. Like, that's the address. Suspect walked south through the parking lot and approached a pedestrian tunnel that runs underneath the Campus Drive. Before entering the tunnel, the suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from his right pocket using his right hand at approximately 11:53 hours. Suspect eventually put what appeared to be a cell phone back in his right pants pocket using his right hand. Surveillance captured suspect making his way toward the Lucy Center. Is it Luz? I don't know. At approximately 12:02 hours, suspect was recorded walking on the north side of the building, walking with the same gait as observed earlier. Suspect entered the building through a set of doors on the southeast corner Oh boy. So this was at approximately 12:15. The suspect was observed walking up the stairs that lead to the common area adjacent to the Luce building, the center building. Suspect walked to a short concrete wall that separates the common area from the rooftop of the Luce Center. At approximately 12:17, the suspect climbed over the short wall and appeared to crouch down on the north side of the wall on the rooftop. At approximately 12:22, the suspect stood up and started running across the rooftop. The notable limp from previous surveillance was absent. Suspect ran to the west side of the rooftop and appeared to scoot along the rooftop area as he got closer to the edge of the rooftop. At approximately 12:22 hours, suspect laid down in a position consistent with a prone shooting position near the edge of the rooftop and appeared to be facing west in the direction of the courtyard area. The rooftop of the Lucy Center building overlooks the courtyard area where the event featuring Charlie Kirk was taking place. The Lucy Center building is east of the courtyard area. At approximately 12:23, wow. I mean, this timeline, just wow. Wow. That's just wow. Let's see. At approximately 12:23 hours, Charlie Kirk was shot. At approximately 12:23 hours, surveillance shows that the suspect stood up suddenly from the edge of the rooftop and sprinted north on the rooftop. Suspect ran to the northeast corner of the Lucy Center building and approached the edge of the rooftop. The suspect placed a dark colored item on the rooftop and proceeded to lower himself off the rooftop. Suspect dropped off the rooftop onto the grass below. The suspect ran north near the parking lot to the east of Lucy Center. And approximately 12:24 hours, the suspect ran north across the Campus Drive Road. The suspect appeared to be carrying an item whose identity is not clear from the surveillance. The area to the north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over consists of the grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on the fired casing read, this. Notices bulge, OWO, what's this? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings. They read, hey, fastest catch, up arrow symbol, right arrow symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, oh, Bella Chow, Bella. We already heard that. A third unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay. Laughing my ass off. Okay. Has anybody come forward yet to say, hey, I was the one that did the engraving on the bullets? Did he do them himself? I think he was going to school for engineering before he dropped out. I think the timeline is so tightly secured because Charlie was shot by the second speaker he debated. Yeah. It just... That's a very tight timeline. All those engravings are from a video game. I thought they were from memes. Jojo says, "Hey, Lana, so glad that you're on tonight. Love your content." Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Education doesn't necessarily equal intelligence. That's correct. A lot of people go to school and they're there for 5 years and they still can't function. I don't believe that there was anything timed or anything like that. I mean, as far as like a question goes, and what he was just going to sit there and wait for the question that he wanted to fire. Yeah, I don't. I mean, then you might as well be saying that the guy that asked the question was involved in that. I think all of this is just so sad. So sad. Ridiculous. Let me finish reading. I think there's a little bit more. Let's see. Okay. Investigators also discovered shoe impression on the northeast corner rooftop edge of Lucy Center building. The shoe impressions was located in the vicinity where a suspect climbed down from the rooftop. The shoe impression is consistent with the shoe sole characteristics of a Converse Chuck Taylor shoe. That's interesting because I think that I would just love to see a really good picture of that. They just look thicker. It looks way thicker. I think it looks like a boot, but on the evening of September 11th, 2025, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and senior investigators at UVU. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger. There it is, 8:29. So where was he from 8:29 until 11:50? So they found his gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 on September 10th, in which he observed on video in plain maroon t-shirt. I told you guys he was a marooner. Plain maroon t-shirt, light colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with the surveillance images. He put the same clothes on. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th. Like, how soon? Just curious. And in conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. So it has to be pretty recent. They talked about why they didn't like him. So like why they didn't like him. So the whole family didn't like him? Or was it, and the viewpoints he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also said that Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed the roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the message on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. Where's the rest of it? Hold on. Okay. Here it is. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler saying a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I don't changed outfits when? I cannot believe that they're saying that he changed outfits on the roof in that presser. There's no way he changed outfits on the roof. Changed outfits. Based on the evidence detailed in this statement, I believe there is probable cause that Tyler Robinson committed the crimes of aggravated murder by shooting Charlie Kirk in a circumstance that put many around him at grave risk of death. Okay. All right. What do we think? People keep saying the shooter is trans. Next comment. Engineering student becoming these assassins. Wasn't Luigi an engineer student too? I have to go back and check. I think it's interesting if his family, let's say that he was dating a trans person. I think that it's interesting that his family, if they're going to turn him in and tell him all this stuff, that wouldn't be something that would have been said, or maybe it was, but they're leaving it out of the probable cause. Because they don't, I mean, I don't think he wanted to be president. I looked into that. Jesse, I looked into that. If that would have been something. That was actually one of the first things that I looked into. But he said he didn't want to be president. I know that whoever the person is, they're cooperating with the FBI. And I'm curious as to why he left school after the first semester. Independent Thought says, yes, his father is a cop. Well, yeah, in the sheriff's department. So let's, that was a pretty detailed Discord post. And I'm guessing that he did that on the night of the 10th. Where did he put the gun when he left? Did he take it apart and put it in his bag then? So we didn't have it in his bag to go up. I just thought, wow, if he doesn't go off the roof and goes actually back down with the crowd, that would have been a lot harder to find him, right? Jesse says everybody wants to be president, says they don't want to be president. I'll give you that. That's funny. Where did I have it as the dad as a construction worker. So I thought it was an interesting interview. The neighbor, if you look at the social media stuff, I mean, when you put anything out on social media, you don't go ahead and put all your like horrible things out on social media. But Teresa thinks that the universities are the worst. Teresa, tell me why. What is your opinion on the case? My opinion on the case is I don't look at this as either sides. I look at this as something like this should be uniting the country because whatever political side you think that you're on, this goes against that. Period. Mm-hmm. Who does the alleged suspect think that he has the right to go into a place, bring a gun and shoot it in an open and at thousands of people? Who does that motherfucker think he is? Whoever did that, right? Everybody should look at it that way. So it's like the mafia, man. The mafia families. You don't let your families run off, go and killing the other families. You know what I mean? You can't do stuff like that, right? And the families then will say that you can't do that, and that gets handled. Right? I'm just saying, back in the day with at least the mafia, there was rules. Nobody touched children. Nobody touched women. Nobody touched old people. I mean, innocent people. What the fuck? You know something I've never understood? I've never understood the whole, like, if somebody bullied me, or you hear about people getting bullied or whatever, why are you hurting or harming people that didn't do that to you? Like going in, you know, you're angry and you go shoot up a innocent school and where there's like kindergarten kids. I just don't understand that. Like, why wouldn't you be having an issue with the person that was calling you fat? Not the little kids that don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, but this isn't about sides. And when the first thing that you turn on, and when somebody wants to make that comment, like, this is going to be we already know who did this, and they're going to be this type of person, that they're whatever side. And I'm just like, what? I click. Like, how could you even listen to somebody? How do you even listen to that? Like, that's like absolutely fucking like awful. Awful. No. Freedom of speech. We have the right to our opinions. We have the right to say those opinions. And Charlie had the right to go to that campus and do everything he was doing and invite the conversation. Hey, come debate. Hey, let's talk about it. Let me understand where you're coming from. And then hear where I'm coming from. And maybe after you start talking about it, you're going to see that, okay, I see what you're saying. Or, you know, then they talk and, okay, I can get that. At least you understand where the other person's coming from, right? And that's the only way that you can get some common ground. But we're allowed to have our own thoughts and opinions. That's what's so great about this country, you know? You don't have the right to tell me how to think, and I don't have the right to tell you how to think. And nor I'm going to push anything on you. I just expect you to be a good human being. That's a standard that I will expect, and I'm going to give you that, and I expect that in return. I think the common ground is that you believe like what you believe, and I respect that. And then you are going to allow me to, believe whatever I want to believe, or, and then we both have these awesome, amazing lives that are full of spending time with our family, doing fun things, having jobs, going to sporting event, like whatever it is that you like to do, you get to have your life. I get to have my life. Not everything that we ever do is ever going to, there's not anybody out there that's everything that you say that they're going to be like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Because then guess what? They're lying. Someone's lying. You're never going to agree on everything. Even like if I want to go to dinner and I want to go to freaking, I don't know. I want to have steak. That person wants to have chicken. So what do? Well, we flip a coin. Or, oh, well, I guess we'll have steak tonight and we'll have chicken tomorrow. Or we go to a place that has both of those options and you get your steak and I get my chicken. But I think for the majority, like when I say like 99.9% of people, they're not cheering this on. Okay. People aren't cheering this on. The fucking couple of idiots out there that did, that's the main, like, bye. That's not what's happening. We had all of our 50 states, right? I didn't see anybody, burning anything down. I didn't see anybody resulting to violence, right? Like, this is about our rights. We should have a problem that somebody thinks that they could bring a gun, okay, to something that's so peaceful and that all these people wanted to be at. Nobody was holding them hostage to say, hey, you got to come and debate Charlie. Everybody is going there because they want to be there. You know how many people actually go to those that they don't even like, are like, they may agree with some of the stuff he says. They may, but that's not the point of it. The point of it is to be able to do those type of things, to have that right to be able to like express yourself like that. Go to these other countries, man. You ain't doing shit. Like, damn. You know how great it is every day where I get to wake up, go outside, and wherever I want to go in my car, I can just go. I can wear whatever I want. Okay. I can literally go wherever I want and do whatever I want as long as I'm not breaking the law or impeding on somebody else's rights, And it's like, do you know what an amazing, you know how amazing that is? It's fucking amazing. Like, it's amazing, man. Holy shit. To think that people out there, I don't believe in using tragedy to push an agenda. Because I agree with Charlie. We might as well take our cars away then, because you'd be getting way more car accidents that lead to death than guns. And people kill people. Evil people. I think people that have platforms and loud fucking mouths, like here, I'll do a perfect example. Nancy Grace. Why can't Nancy Grace just cover true crime without lying? Why can't she cover true crime without making it just because she has to sensationalize it? And why? What the fuck are you doing? You have, maybe she looks at it like, well, that's why she has 800,000 people that follow her. But maybe that's why our true crime community is so fucking woo, like out there with like, when you don't understand an argument, which is, hey, you cannot write in a probable cause affidavit lies. You cannot do that. And then mainstream media is like, but we got the right person. What? See that word but? It needs to just be gone. The word but is a joke to me. But we got the right person. The fuck are you talking about? That's not even an argument. Are you okay with police officers lying in probable cause affidavits? Are you allowed to do that? No, you're not allowed to do that. That's in violating our rights. You have to have probable cause to get search warrants. You cannot just make stuff up, lie about how you got to a suspect, write all this shit down, and so that you can then just go in and get our phones, get our stuff in our houses, take this, take our DNA, all this crazy shit, okay? You cannot do that. And you know what I say? Get better people. If you can't get the right guy or the girl without violating our rights, then get a new fucking job. Okay? And it matters because why do you think there's actually people that are why do you think the Innocence Project exists? Because cops railroad people, whether they do it on purpose or they do it because they're bad at their jobs or both. It happens, and if it wasn't for DNA coming along and where it's at, it's helped exonerate, people. But what about just the liars? The Innocence Project only takes on cases if there's DNA involved, right? Well, how do we get people to take on cases because cops lied their asses off on the stand and in probable cause affidavits and got witnesses to lie, That's going to be the next movement. I'm telling you. Because that's called corruption. You got people that just want to be reelected in their positions of being a DA, and we can't have these open cases, and we can't blah, blah, blah. Richard Allen, prime example. Richard Allen was absolutely done so wrong by our justice system. So wrong. We all deserve a fair process. Okay? Just like, because that's part of our rights, right? Due process. But we also deserve and earned is the right to do what Charlie was doing. And so those of you guys have been following Turtle Boy, I look at right now, Boston or Norfolk County, they need to literally drop the charges against Turtle Boy right now. And it should be this, what happened to Charlie, should be the movement of why they would do it. Turtle Boy was going and asking people questions. Asking people questions. Knocking on your door. You don't have to answer your door. You don't want them on your property? Call the police, right? Hey, leave. You're not, I don't want you on my property. Organizing a rolling rally. How is that intimidating? I will agree with that. Somebody said they need to get rid of qualified immunity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. Yes, they do. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I think Turtle Boy's facing like 90 years. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Again, this isn't about, you don't have to agree with somebody in their, oh, I thought Karen Reed was, innocent. That's not what this is. That's not what the argument is. The debate is does Turtle Boy have the right of freedom of speech? And yeah, if he wants to call you a fucking, I don't know, liar, sue him. Sue him if you feel like you've been, I don't know, defamed. But how we're, as police officers and prosecutors, how we're charging people with witness intimidation for journalism is absolutely unbelievable. Caroline says, do you hear old people bitching about their freedoms? I never hear it from others. I think entitlement and respect have gone down, and that's where you're seeing the difference of like the age like somebody that's 60 and 70 and 80 versus somebody that's 20 and 30, 10, 15. I mean, yeah. And what's old? I feel like I'm getting old. Donna says all law enforcement should know the Constitution. It's such a problem they don't. All law enforcement should know that it's their rights too that they're violating, and that's the problem for me, is that they think that they're above the law. They think that they're above our rights. It's like, how can you be above that? And so for me, that's what it is for me, is that law enforcement, they're humans, right? They're not robots. They're humans, and you're violating your own rights every time that you do the fuckerage, right? Thank you there, Tranquility Base. Appreciate you. $4.99. Indy Cindy, those silencing others' opinions are the best. Yeah, I'm just not a label person. Like, I loved it when Charlie told some guy when he was debating, it was a younger kid, and he was like, he's like a young, man, whatever, 22, probably 21. And he said, I'm a young gay male conservative. And Charlie's like, okay, well, can we just stop? You don't have to say whatever you do and prefer in the bedroom doesn't define you. That just to me is just wild. Like, people didn't walk around when I was growing up, and I was like 6, 7, 8, and my parents were all hanging out, and people weren't like, hey, I'm Cindy, I'm straight, or hey, I'm Cindy, and like, what the fuck? I didn't hear that ever. Like, did you guys know? Nobody heard that. Like, we're at the baseball field, softball fields, it's co-ed, and hey, I'm, this is Tom and Cindy, and we're big swingers. Like, what? No. I don't understand why you would ever be introducing yourself of your personal preference in the bedroom as part of like your label. Like, that's just, because think about it. Hey, I like fucking big, dark, thick chocolate women with, the BBW club, or it's bizarre. Why are we doing that? Why do we feel the need that we have to march around and say anything about what? I don't understand that. don't get it. I don't get it. I like everything. You know, I like everything. Make it realistic. Nobody is in the BBW club. Oh, it's real in Ohio. Love always says, without a gun, a person could not use a gun. Okay, yeah. Well, we cannot have the government just having the guns. Okay? Trust me. That's not an option. But it's my belief that you have that belief, and I respect that. My take on it is that if it isn't a gun and they want to kill you, they will use something else. I don't know why we read all the time about when we're taking off guns off the street that are illegal, right? The illegal guns. How the hell do they wind up back on the streets? How could that possibly be? It ain't citizens going marching into the evidence locker room and grabbing those and bringing them back out, right? Why don't we have a we have so much technology right now. Why isn't there a camera on the evidence locker room? Wherever the evidence is, right? There should always be a camera, right? Someone's job every day should be to check the camera, and then when the battery's getting low, it has to beep like a damn what is it called? Your smoke detectors, right? Change those batteries. But yeah. So what do you think the big deal is that they're talking about that he took a phone out of his pocket with his right hand, okay, and that he put the phone back in his pocket with his right hand, and that they even have to mention that? What do you guys think? Ohio State 37, OU 9. Determining right-handed, possibly. Do you think this has anything to do with the geofence? You think there could be another person involved? Do you think that they put that in there in case there was another person? Yeah. There's no wrong answer. No labels. People labeling others label themselves. No labels. People labeling others. Mm-hmm. So. Yep. Was he checking messages? Maybe. Labels are for clothes. Labels are for what? Clothes, I said, not hose, guys. Get your heads out of the gutter. Okay, so here I'm going to play next up. Next up. Why is it that people are always afraid to offend somebody with what somebody likes? Like if you like chocolate ice cream, why would you be like, you know what? I just rather not even say what kind of ice cream I like because I may offend somebody. Why would, like, if you think about it, why would what you like and what you do, how does that offend me? How am I letting that offend me? You know? I don't get it. Because everyone is overly sensitive. Everyone's on their period every single day, okay? 30 days every day. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. It's a joke. Uh-oh. Hold on, man. Hold on. Love her. I love it. Everybody out there. Love thy neighbor. How come I can't go over and ask my neighbor for eggs right now? How can I, like, can I get some butter? I don't know. Don't make me go to the store. Do you have some butter that I can have? That should happen all the time back in the day. Right? Hey, go ask Susie if she can just give you some sugar. Because I'm making this cake. Right? How many people, if somebody knocked on your door and that was your neighbor, would you give them the sugar? I'd be like, oh my God, do you need anything else? That's me. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Can I get some of that cake when you're done? Do you need anything else? I mean, how many people, like, literally, why would you be mad about that? If somebody knocks on your door and says, can I have some sugar? Or can I get some eggs? Or, you know, I, I don't understand. If I didn't have any, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have any. Like, can I get some flour fresh out of flour? Yeah. But people won't even, who was it? I had somebody, I said, hey, hold this for a second. I'm going to go ask my neighbor for, what do you mean you're going to go? You're not going to, I'll just go to the store really quick. Don't go over there. No, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I'm like, wait, what? How is what I'm doing with my neighbor embarrassing to you who you're a guest at my house? I'm like, what? That's embarrassing. What's embarrassing? That I'm in the middle of cooking these awesome steaks and holy shit, we don't have any A1 sauce. Well, if they're awesome steaks, we shouldn't need A1 sauce, Lana. Yeah, but you just gotta have a little touch, you know? Embarrassing. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ask, so I guess go hang out in the bathroom so you don't get seen. But if somebody came to my house and asked for some damn sugar, you know, little Jaden next door, he wanted some. Oh my God, here, you know. I used to think guns kill. Now I know people kill. Yeah, people kill. Because I had a 4 case. Like, dude, knife, one. Like, what? Yeah. Mean tweets kill. Ask the UK police. Oh gosh. See, freedom of speech. I know that I was talking with Harsh about it. He's like, you know, there's certain things that we can't talk about. He'll get his channel taken down because of where he lives compared to like where I live and can say certain things. He'd lose his channel. Think about it. You know, I love America. I'm a lover. I'm happy. Like, He'll get arrested. Mm-hmm. Yep, he will. Yes, Hayden, right? Always got to have a little A1 just in case. I agree. Jeez. Okay, let's go back to. I'm going to play something. Right.
My parents all. Charlie Kirk is dead, and it exposed something vile and horrifying that I want to share with you right now, just kind of candidly. He was murdered while he's speaking in public to a group of college kids. And there's one part of this that I think should horrify you to the deepest parts of your very soul. Instead of a universal outrage, instead of every decent person saying this is insane and this is wrong, the internet seemingly lit up with these celebrations and cheers and memes and people actually laughing and celebrating the.
It's only a small slither.
Murder of a man because he wore a different political jersey. So let that sink in for a second. And I don't think any of this is about Charlie Kirk, the person. And I don't think it's about whether you liked him or hated him or didn't even care. I think it's about the fact that political murder is somehow just another headline nowadays. And we scroll right past it. There is.
This is, I think, that if you like, well, Lana, what's your opinion? When I saw this, I was like, wow. Yeah, Chase.
A whole new low for where we could go. And you have people online cheering like it's their team winning a Super Bowl. And what you're seeing is an evil mask slipping. This is a signal. And it's a signal that we, and I do mean we all, crossed into something.
He made that analogy about like a jersey. I was like, oh, I think that's what I said the other day.
That is a lot darker than just politics. This right here, what we're seeing is what happens when violence becomes part of a political conversation. When actual TV networks air over and over clips that encourage people to see the other side, not as neighbors that we might disagree with, but as enemies that need to be destroyed, as the threat to society. And you've seen it, I have no doubt. We all have seen this. People in the media saying these people are a threat, these people are dangerous, maybe some violence is justified, and it's not fringe anymore. This is mainstream. And there are thousands of these clips out there aired to millions of people.
It's to like rile people up, like get people angry. And I'm just like, that's the problem.
Nudging, suggesting, maybe planting seeds that maybe a fist, maybe a bullet is a legitimate form of political debate.
You resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck.
Biggest terror threat in this country.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
A lot of people don't have the attention span to maybe stick with this, but I pray that you do, because I'm going to expose something here that's going to change everything for you if you stick around. But here's the irony, and what I think is a absolute concrete law of history. It's concrete law. The minute that your ideas require violence to enforce or spread, they are already completely bankrupt. Every tyrant, every failed ideology, every social collapse starts the exact same way. The debate dies, then violence takes the place of debate. And you can't argue with a gun. You can only kill with it. And when killing is the substitute for a conversation, society as a whole starts falling off a cliff. And we all, myself included, we all have been sold the biggest con of our entire life. And this is that the problem is left versus right, or Republicans versus Democrats. And that is the distraction fireworks show that they want us screaming about while they're doing something else. And this is a magician's trick. And I'm about to really show you what Charlie, God rest his soul, has kind of exposed here. If you turned on cable news today, you go in your living room, turn it on, maybe you scroll social media, what are you going to see? The absolute fringe. They're going to show you the loudest, dumbest, most cartoonish people from the other side blasted in your face 24/7. You're not being shown your neighbor or your coworker or the mom next door who votes differently. You're being shown a bunch of professional lunatics that are handpicked to make you think one thing. And the one big thing that they want you to think is, oh my God, these people are insane.
Exactly. Thank you. Boom. Right there. It's about pushing a narrative, and we're going to push a narrative by not by talking about, hey, this is our topic, and no, we're going to make the other side look fucking crazy. You guys, those are used to be always like the worst arguments if you're ever like to debate. Okay, it's you don't talk about it's like a salesperson going in there. You don't go in there and you sell vacuums for, I don't know, Dirt Devil. You don't go in there thinking you're going to sell Dirt Devil by blasting Hoover or whatever the fuck another company's name is. Okay, like what the heck? But that's his name's Chase.
They are the enemy. That's the reason that we're going downhill. And none of this is an accident. This is word for word textbook psychological operations. And military psyops manuals literally describe how you isolate a target audience, then you pump them full of a bunch of outrage. You create a tribal us versus them identity. This is straight out of a psyops textbook. So why would we want to do this? Or why?
Yeah, the whole us versus them. Like there is no us versus them, guys. There is no us versus. It is when it's united. So you come together, you unite. Okay, right. Think about in sports, the NBA. Just because you're on a different team, okay. If somebody was to do something to a player in the NBA, okay, you think the NBA is like, oh, he wasn't on my team. What? No, not at all. The NBA comes together, united.
Why would psyops want to do this? Because once you're locked into tribal thinking, you're going to swallow anything. You're going to believe any lie about the other side. You're going to cheer when other people suffer. You'll excuse things that you would never excuse in your own neighborhood if you watched it right in front of you and it was one of your neighbors. This is exactly the playbook on how you get otherwise decent, kind people laughing at a murder on the internet. That is how you radicalize a country without firing a shot. And let me tell you something that you're not supposed to think about right now. You share more in common. You share more with somebody across the aisle than with a billionaire donor or some media executive pretending to speak for you. I don't think they want you to see that. They need you divided. They have to have you blind and full of rage, because a united, sane, connected public is the one thing that they actually fear. So how does a normal person, just a regular person, a guy who loves his kids, pays his bills, maybe argues politics at Thanksgiving, how does he turn into somebody who cheers at the assassination of a political opponent on the internet? This does not happen overnight. It is a formula, and I'm going to lay it out for you very plain right here. Number one is isolation. And this is where you don't just disagree with people anymore. You're told not even to interact with them. You don't have friends on the other side. Don't date them. Don't work with those people. You need to cut them out of your life. That is step one. And if you're paying attention, that's also step one of joining a cult. So step two is echo chambers. You surround yourself only with opinions that sound just like yours. Social media makes damn sure of this. And algorithms serve you more of what.
Okay, being a YouTube creator, let me tell you guys. Holy shit. Okay. If I'm to talk about something or make a live or do whatever, the stuff that will start coming into my feed for me to see, like recommending stuff, it's wild. It's wild. It's and so I'm gonna teach you guys a little trick that I've been doing. Okay. Yes, these algorithms, there's a way around them. Okay. In the morning when you wake up, okay, go into your YouTube. And in your search bar, whatever your favorite things are, okay, write them in your search bar. Okay. I'm on this big kick. Not that it's like my favorite thing, but I watch these earwaxing videos because they mesmerize me. I'm like, oh my God, how is this even possible? How does this person hear anything? And then they do this ASM. Anyways, I like these little monkeys. They're just the best. But go and type in your search, okay? You know, when you watch those people that would pop the zits and stuff like that, you're like, oh, it's just so satisfying. Look at that. It's so true, though. Like, otherwise, the stuff that gets fed is all extreme whatever. It's all extreme. And it's just like, I don't want that. I don't need that. Why would I want to see this extreme shit? I don't want to see, I want to see what I want to see, So true.
Already pisses you off. And this has been proven and documented in research. So that rage gets recycled and concentrated like moonshine, like a moonshine still. And if you haven't caught on yet, this is step 2 of building a cult, a dangerous cult. So step 3 here is the tribal script. This is the us versus them narrative. Your side is righteous, their side is evil. Every single issue is framed like a holy war, and it doesn't matter if it's taxes or healthcare. It's suddenly life or death, and it's good versus evil. And if you add outrage and righteous superiority, and our brain chemistry starts going bonkers, crazy, that cocktail makes people feel morally justified in hating and silencing and celebrating violence. That is true radicalization. That's how you turn regular people into basically a sleeper agent without them even knowing. The bad news is that what I just said is only the beginning, and it's happening on both sides of the imaginary aisle. Here's the truly horrifying part. All of this, it's not just a result of some advertising and algorithms. This is deliberate, and I would stake my reputation on it. This is not just some accidental byproduct of politics. This, what we're seeing right here, is engineered step by step to keep you outraged and blind and keep you just kind of stabbing and punching at shadows. All the while, this real power, the people who profit from division.
Dude, when I was listening to this, I was like, oh my God, that word outrage. It's so true. If you ever watch these channels, I cannot. I like debates though. I'll watch a debate. I'm like, that's why I'm always like, let me debate somebody in a case, like, hey, how could, like, let's talk about some stuff. Nobody will debate me. Why not? Debating is healthy. It's not arguing. It's just debating. It's God, come on. Anyways, it's so loud, and everybody's always like, God, I'm just so pissed off. Can you believe what so-and-so's doing, what they're doing? Like, I'm so pissed off. I'm like, and I get it from both sides. And I'm just like, why do you watch something that pisses you off so much then? Oh no, it's just what these people are doing. I said, these people. I said, oh my God. I'm like, oh, fuck shit. I was like, yeah, no.
A completely untouchable. So keep this in mind while we're talking. You have more in common with someone who voted different than you did than the people that you see parading their narratives on TV. Please keep that in mind forever if you're able to. An absolutely brutal truth that nobody really wants to face. Assassinations that, especially like we saw with Charlie Kirk, assassinations are not usually about stopping some kind of evil. They're about stopping ideas. You don't kill somebody because their argument was weak. You silence them because you were terrified that their words are working on people. Think about Martin Luther King Jr. He wasn't murdered because he was irrelevant and he had bad ideas. He was killed because his vision of racial and economic unity and equality was gaining traction in the country. If you look at President Kennedy, JFK, he wasn't taken out because he had no power or had crappy ideas. He was killed right as he started poking holes in this weird, dark system's grip on our war and defense and secrecy. Mr. Rabin, this guy, Rabin, I think, assassinated in Israel. Nobody did it because he was a joke or because he was a laughingstock. He was killed because he was pushing in Israel for peace, and peace threatened power. Peace threatened power. History is unbelievably clear on this. If debate dies, when open conversation gets replaced with suppression or intimidation and ultimately violence, society walks into a death trap. There is not an exception to this. So the ideas that require censorship or intimidation or blood to survive, they are 100% of the time poison. An idea that can't survive in the sunlight has to live in the shadows. And that is the death spiral that we are in if we don't stop this shit right now. So let's look at the other hand in this magic trick. Remember we talked about there's some misdirection going on here. For decades, the press, the media was supposed to be our watchdog. They're going to find all the facts. They're going to hold the powerful accountable.
This is the best part for me, what I do. Investigative journalism. This is everything right here.
To be our watchdog.
The media used to be, hey, you're supposed to hold the government accountable. You ask the tough questions. You don't, there's no picking sides. There's no becoming friends with the police so they leak you stuff and then you're going to get stuff first. And like, dude, that's not what the media was for. Okay? No. But that's what it is now. And that's why the media people are coming to YouTube. Because YouTube is actually being watched more than mainstream media, as it should. I just wish that I had the funds that mainstream media had because we could, pump out more, right? More truth. More just like, here's the facts, But listen to this. This is awesome.
Spiral that we are in if we don't stop this shit right now. So let's look at the other hand in this magic trick. Remember we talked about there's some misdirection going on here. For decades, the press, the media was supposed to be our watchdog. They're going to find all the facts. They're going to hold the powerful accountable. They're going to keep people informed. And again, you can see this with your own eyes. It's not right versus left. Look closely at the media. It's not right versus left. This is darkness versus light. The media is a circus tent with a lot more in common to a casino. This is a propaganda machine just churning out outrage. Let me just tell you exactly how this works. Facts are boring to people. Outrage is more likely to sell. It's more likely to keep you looking at the screen. That's their metrics. That's what they get paid based off of. So instead of showing you some kind of reality, they're showing you this carefully curated nightmare reel of the absolute worst of the other side. They're not giving you the whole picture. They're giving you the most extreme clips that they can find because they know that you're going to watch. They know that you're going to get pissed off when you see it all, and you're going to come back for more tomorrow. In fact, to me, if I'm very honest, if something doesn't fit their narrative, it is completely ignored. But if a story can be kind of twisted into a blame game, then it is. So
this is exactly what they did when I argue and they say, how come you're not covering this aspect of it? You cannot just act like this does not exist. Okay. This cannot just go on in front of our faces. And you're like, what are you doing? And what I'm talking about is I'm talking about that probable cause affidavit that that Idaho wrote up. Okay. Same thing with the Richard Allen case. Okay. I'm sorry, but we cannot allow people to write affidavits and they can just absolutely lie and actually have other officers or FBI agents giving the false information and acting like, oh, hey, yeah, oh, wait, oops, their phone really didn't turn off, or oops, yeah, this really didn't happen. Like, no, there's no oops. You violate our rights, you lose the case, it's out, thrown out. Okay. There is no, but we got but he's the right guy. But this and but that, but he's, you guys. But shut the fuck up. But no, nothing.
They're not showing you reality in any sense. They're showing you a story designed to keep you loyal to your tribe, addicted to whatever their version, twisted horror movie version of reality really is. And what's truly disgusting, what I'm genuinely nauseated by, we tend to think, oh yeah, the media is trying to sell ads for some pharmaceutical stuff, and they're trying to sell some car commercial breaks and things like that. That's not it. This is more about distraction. The reason is, while they get you frothing at the mouth over some clip of a protester screaming nonsense, the real enemy to all of us, these entrenched people that you have nothing in common with whatsoever, who decide the narratives, they bankroll politicians, and they write the rules. And you know that they win no matter who wins, right or left. You know that they're the ones getting the checks. They're laughing at how stupid we are. So let's stop with the doom and gloom for a second here. And let me just kind of bring this back. If you strip away all of the slogans, all the hashtags, the little talking points of the media, what do regular people want? What do regular people, you and your neighbors, even the people that voted differently than you? We want our kids safe. We want a roof that doesn't leak. We want food in the fridge. We want a job that doesn't crush our frickin' soul. And we want some goddamn honesty from the people who claim to represent you, represent us. And guess what? That guy that you don't like with the bumper sticker down the street, he wants the same thing. The woman with the MAGA hat at the grocery store that you thought was an idiot, she wants the same thing. The mom who is too busy working 3 jobs to even care about politics, she wants the same thing too. But what do they not show you on TV? What is the one thing? It's that you have that much in common with the people who voted different than you. They will never show you that. They show you the screaming protester with the purple hair threatening to burn a bunch of stuff down. They show you this red-faced conspiracy guy spitting at the camera talking about crazy stuff. They show you the absolute fringe because fringe pisses you off. Fringe makes you hateful and angry. Fringe makes you think that the other half of the country has lost its freaking mind. There are absolute real studies on this. There's hard data proving that these algorithms and the media deliberately push exactly what's going to piss you off. Because the more enraged you are, the longer you're going to stay hooked. And they're literally feeding you a diet of enemies instead of neighbors. They're programming you to see the world through some kind of warped carnival funhouse mirror, where these loudest, weird-ass 1% of extremists look like 160 million people, and it's not. It is a lie. It is a lie. And if that's a lie, then let me say one thing that's true. And let me give you the truth here. You and that weird uncle that you argue with at Thanksgiving, you're not enemies. You're both being played. You're both being manipulated. And the second that you realize that, the second that you look across the aisle and see a fellow human being instead of some caricature cartoon, is the moment that the scam starts to collapse. And I think I know what you might be thinking here. So if it's not left versus right, then who the hell is pulling all these strings?
Ready?
Who benefits? So let me ask you, who benefits from you hating your neighbor? Because let's be honest, regular people don't profit from this chaos. Regular people don't, but someone does. And that someone is what I personally call the covert elite, because we have elite and then we have covert elite.
Woo!
And these aren't like a bunch of Looney Tunes cartoon villains in some underground lair. These are CEOs and mega donors to political campaigns. And you notice how they donate to both sides? These are political lifers, media conglomerates. These are the people who cash big ass checks no matter who wins the election.
Yes.
They operate on both sides of the aisle because the sides pay out. They don't care about your values. They don't care about your family or your future. They care about one thing, and that's control. And let me tell you, division is the cheapest, most effective tool ever invented for that. Look at how psyops are described in military doctrine. You identify your target audience, you feed them carefully selected information, and you push their emotion until their behavior changes. This isn't theory. That's written down in black and white. And it's the same exact playbook that's being used on you and me, my family, my parents, all of us. Except this time the battlefield isn't Afghanistan. It's not some country in the Middle East. It is your living room. It's your Twitter feed. It's your nightly news. It's right here where you're looking at my face, whatever device you're watching this on. This is the battlefield. This is why both parties, you're hearing them scream about each other nonstop, but they never really seem to touch the things that matter. And
They won't ever. They won't ever. They don't ever. How many questions, when you see actually a good debate, do they not answer the question that you freaking asked? Every single question, I feel like. Right? It's just gaslighting. It's, why are you avoiding answering the question? You want to be the president, or you want to be a judge, or you want to be whatever it is that you want to be, and we're voting, right? If I ask you a question, I want that answered, and you want to know what needs to happen is the person that gets to answer the question next needs to say, no, you didn't answer that, or I'm gonna ask the same question because it didn't get answered. Okay, like, they're not answering questions. They never do.
you ever notice how there's always money for war, but there's never money to fix our roads? You notice how billionaires always seem to fund both sides of the elections. And if you've ever noticed, if you take a good look, corruption is a bipartisan issue. That's not incompetence. So whatever it is for the elites, they need you locked in this tribal, us versus them, tribalistic warfare. Because if you ever woke up and you started to realize that you share more in common with the other side than a single millionaire donor on your own side,
So true.
the entire game starts to collapse.
Yep.
Instantly. And I think if you realize this, you'd stop fighting each other. You'd start realizing that the right versus left is fake. I think that purely terrifies them.
Yes, I fucking love it because I that's my. If you ever come to my channel, I will tell you all this. There is no right, there is no left. Okay, this is. I believe in our Constitution. Okay, America is the most amazing place, and you do not have the right to go and shoot somebody who is literally talking and having a debate. Like, no. Like, you want that right side or you want that left side when you want to, hey, we're going to get the presidency this year and blah, blah, blah. Then you need to have what? People not being able to go shoot people, right? So it doesn't matter what side you are on. How are you not saying, holy shit, everybody should just be outraged by that? Fuck, what are you doing? What does that person think that they're doing to our rights? And anybody that doesn't see it that way, it's an oxymoron. Then your argument fails so friggin' bad. It fails horribly. Horribly. Because you don't have an argument.
So who knows how long this video is going to last on YouTube. But let me be crystal clear about one thing.
True.
The real enemy isn't your Democrat neighbor with the yard sign that pisses you off. It's not your Republican uncle who posts stupid memes on Facebook. The real enemy is entrenched power. And it's an entrenched power that thrives on one piece of fuel, and that fuel is chaos. The real enemy is those people who profit when you are divided and distracted, and most importantly, when you are dehumanizing your fellow Americans. This was never about left versus right. It was always about the people versus the powerful. So here's the starting point. It's just sanity. just plain everyday common sense sanity. And ask yourself, do you genuinely want political opponents murdered in the streets? Do you want your neighbor dragged through the mud because they voted differently? Of course you don't, because you're a sane human being. And that means that you're okay. And sanity right now is the most rebellious act that you can commit in this country for right now. Sanity is refusing to let CNN or Fox News or Twitter decide who your enemies are. It's looking across the aisle that's probably imaginary and saying, you know what, I disagree with your ass, but you're not the devil. Sanity is truly openly saying violence is not politics. Violence becomes the death of politics. And true sanity is seeing just the weird idiots on the news and realizing that's not the norm. That is a cartoon that's curated for you. And the second that you stop playing the outrage game and you refuse to cheer for blood, which I hope you didn't do, you're already breaking the spell if you're there. I genuinely believe in my heart that sanity is contagious. And when one person refuses to take the bait, the echo chamber starts cracking a little bit. 10 people refuse, it starts breaking open a little bit more. And let me be super clear here. When millions of people, if this were to happen, or were to refuse, the machine will collapse. I guarantee it. We don't need permission to stop being pawns on the board. The minute that you decide right now that you will not be programmed into hatred, then you have started to win.
Yep, exactly. And it also stems from, like, if you don't know something, how do you have an opinion on something? Like, when people ask me, if I don't know it, I'm going to say that immediately. I have no idea. I don't even know that case. I haven't even looked at that case. I don't, like, oh, Lana, what do you think about that? If I don't know the topic, how do I have an opinion on it? That's all I see is people not knowing stuff, and they're outraged about something that they don't even know, because they're like, well, I'm a righter, I'm a lefter, and so therefore it's whatever, voting across the board, all right or left. I'm like, red and blue. I'm like, what? You're actually doing us a disservice when you actually vote and you're just voting and you don't even know what you're doing, who you're picking. I couldn't imagine, hey, I'm going to go live and just talk about something that I don't know anything about. And I'm just like, yeah, can you believe that? I can't fucking believe this shit. I'm so fucking pissed. That's crazy to me. I'm like, oh, geez. If I don't know something, I just say, I don't know it. You know how many people didn't know even who Charlie was? Okay, and they had some feeling. And it's like, dude, just go watch the videos of the way that the debate goes. It's just amazing because it's like my philosophy. Like, dude, I want to debate anybody on a true crime case that I'm talking about, where it's like Jennifer Coffenhofer. Okay, I got some questions for you. Here we go. How is what Turtle Boy did, and this goes for Julie Grant as well, Turtle Boy and Charlie, where's the difference here? Okay. How can you be outraged by what Turtle Boy did and you're not outraged at all by Charlie going and wanting to talk to people? I don't know. I want to hear it. Or, hey, why are you guys out there before even a case is, somebody's claiming that they're innocent, okay? That they didn't do it, right? How are we reporting and just trying to sell it to America and the rest of the world that this person is guilty, when that's actually the complete opposite of what our rights are? We are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. That is our constitutional fundamental right, and that's how everybody should be viewing everything. Why are we shoving down the throats of everybody the complete opposite? That's not, how is that American? How is that an American approach? And then I get labeled, Lynn, all you care about is fucking killers. And I'm like, wait, what? You think I want killers running around? No. Okay, but we had the suspect in custody, okay? No, but they have the right to a fair trial. I mean, were you there? How do you know that, come on.
And that's the first step to being sane. And it starts with you. Mr. Charlie Kirk, his death was a mirror for all of us. And it's a mirror showing us how that we have fallen, because when we see murder being celebrated, when we see neighbors that are treated like enemies, that's the signal. And I think the good news here is that the machine only works if we feed it. It only runs on our clicks and our outrage and our willingness to see half of this country as a horrifying monster. If you starve this, it's going to die. It's as simple as that. Just think about your neighbors. Look at the people around you, your neighbors, your co-workers, the parents at your kids' school. Do they really look like these dipshits that you see on TV and on social media? Do they actually match these memes and all the screaming clips and stuff? Hell no. They look like you. They look like me. We're
these dipshits, you guys. I love the word dipshit. Like, what a dipshit. You know,
tired and overworked. We're worried about bills. We're praying for a future that isn't just bonkers, batshit crazy. That's the America that cameras don't show you, because if they did, you'd stop hating people. You'd start seeing reality. So here's the pledge. Here's my one thing that I want to give to you here. And you can say this pledge out loud if you need to. I will not let anything electronic decide who my neighbor is. I will not let political violence become normal. I will no longer let propaganda tell me who to hate. I will never cheer for blood. I will choose sanity. I will choose unity. I will choose to see the humanity in people before I see their politics. And if enough of us take that stand, the whole entire rotten, nasty structure starts to fall, because the truth is very simple. There are more sane people than there are psychopaths. What we're seeing online is fake. There are more of us than there are of them. And
yes. Again, I'm going to replay that last part. If you're going to take anything away, take these last. Take this.
Seeing reality. So here's the pledge. Here's my one thing that I want to give to you here. And you can say this pledge out loud if you need to.
Let's say it.
I will not let anything electronic decide who my neighbor is. I will.
You guys ever see ladybugs? You're wonderful. You're great. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're great. Rodney Dangerfield driving in the car. Oh God, one of my all-time favorite funny movies. If you don't know what Ladybugs is, you have to watch it. And then at every funny point, you'll be like, oh my God, I could see why Lana like laughs her ass off at this.
Not let political violence become normal. I will no longer let propaganda tell me who to hate.
Because political violence is our First Amendment. Like, that's where it's coming from. It's our rights. That's where the violence comes from. You're violating our rights when you're committing the violence for us to express our rights. And yeah, nobody's going to stand for that. There is no right, left, straight, back, whatever. No, America, the United States, we don't stand for that, because we welcome freedom of speech. We welcome.
I will never cheer for blood. I will choose sanity. I will choose unity. I will choose to see the humanity in people before I see their politics. And if enough of us take that stand, the whole entire rotten, nasty structure starts to fall, because the truth is very simple. There are more sane people than there are psychopaths. What we're seeing online is fake. There are more of us than there are of them. And the second that we remember that, the second we refuse to be divided against each other, which is fake, the game is permanently over. And I say this as the brainwashing expert and the psyops expert. The choice is absolutely ours. Right now, do we keep this programming? Do we keep going? Do we keep letting them program us into sociopaths? Because that's what's happening. My previous video right before this one was about this. Or do we break the script and take back our sanity and just finally remember that we are one people? We're not two tribes. And I want you to remember this. If something online pisses you off, now you know for sure that you are witnessing social engineering. That's all that is. And let me end this with a quote from Martin Luther King. The ultimate weakness of violence is that it is a descending spiral, begetting the very thing it seeks to destroy. Instead of diminishing evil, it multiplies it. Through violence, you may murder the liar, but you cannot murder the lie, nor establish the truth. Through violence, you may murder the hater, but you do not murder the hate. In fact, violence merely increases hate. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I love you. Please,
Love you back,
please, God,
Chase.
send this to somebody that you know.
Please, God, send this to somebody that you know. If I can send it to all of you guys. I put this in the my community page. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. Love thy neighbor. And when people just aren't your cup of tea, there's so many other cups out there. There's plenty of fish in the sea, you know. But Chase is good peeps. He does the behavioral panel, and he so Lana, what's your opinion? Yeah, right there. 23 minutes worth. There you go. That's it. Go find your cup, baby. All right, guys. That's how we're going to end it here with this section. You guys rock. Awesome. Much love. I'm going to go through some radio logs from that day. But thank you so much, Donna. Donna said a $10 cash app. Oh, Donna. I was trying to read what it was saying. Oh, there you go. These damn apps. Awesome work. Thank you, Donna. Awesome work and support. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Angel, your doll. $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. Much love, banana. Everybody loves a good banana. Travel is the best education, and it opens up your mind. Yeah, but you want to know what? We have the right and the freedom to travel. So it's again a freedom to be able to go and do that. Texas, Atlanta, adios amigos. Oh yes. DoorDash, GFY. You have no fucking idea what my last decade has been like. GFY. Sandy, what the fuck? Are you mad at DoorDash? DoorDash, go fuck yourself. Donna, what happened? I mean, Sandy, what happened? Sandy, are you pissed? What are you pissed? What did DoorDash do? I can only imagine. We had a replay video of police chase in Ohio of crazy driver not stopping. You like that one, don't you? I had scroll up, yes. Well, what do we got to do about DoorDash? What they do? They not bring your food in time? They keep your money? You got to write a scathing review. I can't find it. Write it again. I want to send this video to all the people I care about, but I already can hear them yelling at me for sending a 20-something minute long video to them. But it's so good, and it flies by. It's like, it's point on. I mean, like, it's, how could anybody argue with that? Like, LOL, Sandy, you made me laugh. Best laugh ever. Where is it at? Sandy, would you write? My son walked out of rehab and he thinks he knows shit. Sandy, well, at least he went to rehab. DoorDash is debating free speech. What do you mean they're debating it? I don't even fucking know. Do I have to slap DoorDash around a little bit? Oh no, man, that is spreading violence. You're right. I mean, you know, lippy with them. Do I gotta get lippy with them? Molly is stealing your deliveries over there. Freedom of speech. Let DoorDash be DoorDash. I don't know what DoorDash is doing. Almost a year and a baby later. Much love, sister. Yes, Sarah. 11 months. Okay. On a crazy note, you guys, you know that Netflix, the Unknown Number? What the fuck is wrong with that mom? I called it though. I said it was the mom. I was like, but when you go back and you look at those text messages, who was like, doesn't everybody just, people just make mistakes? What? Girl, look at your text messages to your child. Oh my God, isn't that wild? If you guys seen that, you remind me of mine. So silly yet so caring. Oh, thank you. I try hard. No, it's just who I am. Tell your son you love him. Yeah, tell DoorDash to sit and spin. Rehab doesn't teach shit. Rugs show up 24/7. Oh, tell it to Elle. She'll bring him back. Bring him back to reality there. That's terrible, Sandy. Says Reese. Reese says, that's terrible, Sandy. Drunks are the worst to deal with. Everything is opposite day with them. Those fucking drunks, man. Wasn't that mama crazy? Her texts were, I had to scroll back because I was like, wait, this text said what? Like, and then the girl, when she's finding out that it's her mom, I love the dad. He's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. You need to leave. You need to leave now. And the daughter, they're just like all touching each other. Like, she's probably thinking, oh God, thank God it's my mom and not somebody that's really crazy or something. And I'm just like, whoa. And then the girl was like okay with it, I felt. I don't know. It was just, I'm like, what is Netflix producing nowadays? And then I said to myself, did this really, really happen? I thought maybe it was like not real. I'm like, this can't be real. Oh, you haven't watched it yet? Okay, don't listen to me. But you need to go watch it. Yeah. Oh, she's like, it's my Italian. Caroline Miller, you're Italian? My sister just was over in Italy for the past 2 weeks. I said, must be nice. So, well, I'm glad that all of you guys choose to come here and to get your true crime in a way that's digestible, and also in a way to let you have the right to think whatever it is that you want to think, but get the facts. You know what I mean? Try to put the facts out. Lana, you're not an only child. No. Nope. Lana, go. It's cheap to live in Italy. I'm thinking about moving there. It's cheap. Would you guys ever go on a 1-month cruise? Don't you think that's long? I think like 1 week is, woo, Chad has been on steroids tonight. I love it. I'm a resub at Subway. You go resub here to this channel. And I'm just picking things out like this. Nana, are your siblings fun and happy like you? Yeah. Chat, what video case are you talking about with the mom? Please, I missed it. Oh, it's called Unknown Number, and it's on Netflix. And it's like an 1.5 hour, documentary. So, no, I'm terrified of cruises. Somebody else said it's kind of long. Went once, I'll never go ever to go again. I just feel like if you got sick, that's got to suck. I've been on one, but it was a long time ago. My friends just went on a month to do like Hawaii and Alaska and I don't know, wherever else the fuck they went. And I was like, a month? I was like, a month? I said, a month? Short Circuit says, hell no, I am one fat girl. What? These comments tonight. Hell no, I am one fat girl moved from disaster on dry land. There you go. That's the comment of the night right there. Tell her what she's won. Well, you have not won a trip around the sun to Alaska and Hawaii. Instead, I'll just say your name again. Where was that damn? Guess I will take an extra pill. You've won an extra pill from Sandy. Sandy spread the pills. They're going to be like, Lana's over there just spreading pills on her channel. The Forbidden One says that the Epstein files were being covered up by Trump and Charlie. We appreciate your opinion. Fame and felonies. What a name. Now, would you ever work on a cruise ship? You know, I always thought, would you ever be a stewardess or like a airline? They don't say stewardess anymore. A flight attendant. You basically fly for 4 hours, then you like fly back to your, you know, or you're taking maybe multiple, but at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I could do it. Like, I would just be so bored. Could you be an entertainer on a cruise? Could you be a stripper? There is only stupid and smart. I like to think there's common sense, you know? Communication with your kids growing up helps with the common sense aspect. My niece did. She made great money as a stripper. I'm just kidding. Just gonna throw that out there. I heard you do make great money. I think it's like, isn't it? I want to say, what do you like? Are you on one day, off two, or on 2 days? Don't they have like a weird schedule like that? A boat lounge singer in the cigar room. Last flight, I swore the wings were going to break off. I can't fly now. Really? You sound like Annie Potts. I have no issues flying. Perfectly fine flying. My smile is literally from ear to ear. You silly, almost as silly as me. Very silly. Yeah. What do you think would be the worst job? Like if like punishment had to be like, hey, for a year, you're going to go and do this. What would it be? We always do this weird shit. And I think that the worst job, if someone said I had to go do something for a whole year, fuck. I think it would be Nancy Grace's personal assistant. Is that a job? Does that count? Just grave digger. Oh, look at Chase. Isn't he a cutie pie too? I think Chase is I'd give Chase a 9. A sewage cleaner. Coal mine. Oh man. Cleaning toilets. School janitor. Any other ones? Am I missing it? Let's see. Everyone's about the sewer. Funeral director. That'd be sad. I'd cry every day. My God. How do people? God, think about that. Mortician too. Woo. The funeral director every day. You're just surrounded by death every single day. Like, and everyone's just lying to you, saying, "Oh, well, it's our celebration of life," and you're like, "But it's really not. I know it's not because what I have to do. Open caskets every day. Oh, sometimes closed. Oh, this may be a proctologist. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much. You guys rock. Appreciate you. Alice, thank you so much. I sent the video to a friend. She had a meltdown. A bad one or a good one? Was she crying like happy tears? A meltdown. How did she melt down? Like meltdown how? Oh my God. Well, just give her some candy, chocolates. Not flexing, but I got over 2.5 years. 32 months. Doesn't it seem like it's just been 3? Gosh, only pregnancies are like just woo. I think I read that one. Angel. I read that one. Oh, tell it to L. I missed this one. Super sticker. Thank you so much. Tell it to L. Oh, Happy Tappy. I missed this one. She turned 5 people green. Thank you so much. Angel, $10 super sticker. Cheers. I love you. Thank you for this message. Oh, Ria, I always just call you woman. What's up? You know, woman. Buy a Guinness. Is that what that is? I'll buy some sake. Sake. God, you know what I would love? I would love to see, if he's not a drinker, love to see JLR get lit on a live. Okay. And just like get so smashed. Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be so funny. For playing Chase. Yes. Thank you so much. Essa. You're welcome. Thank you. True crime crashing out. Oh, I like it. Welcome. Membership land. Thank you. Okay, I think I got everybody. All right, I did. Alice. I want to see if Alice wrote back. Alice, why did your friend have a breakdown? What happened? What had happened was, send her one of my videos. I bet you'd be like, yeah. I always said invest in funeral homes. Yep, that or bars. People drink when they're happy, sad. Doesn't matter. It's just so hard to get good help. Oh, I think I missed it. Well, send me an email. I'd love to hear why your friend had a meltdown. Okay. Much love. Peace out. Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts. This channel has 20% watchers are men, and I absolutely friggin' love it. Cheers. Until next time, which is tomorrow morning, guys. Who knows? I may go live at midnight. I think I just like turned up a little bit. So if I go live at midnight, woohoo. If not, I am going live tomorrow, and then I have my Sunday night live. So thank you so much. Good night.